What's going on, everybody? This is KB with the Crypto Savages. In today's video, we're going to be going over the top 3 altcoins to purchase and hold in 2018. If you guys like this content and like this video, smash that subscribe button, smash that like button. Now, let's go get started. Now, many people are calling the year 2017 the year of the Bitcoin, and they're absolutely right. Bitcoin was trading at approximately $800 or so at the beginning of 2017 and hit a high of almost 20,000 by the end of 2017 with a massive market cap of over 321 billion. That is absolutely insane. Obviously, starting off the year, it's dropped off a little bit, but after having such an insane run in 2017, it's bound to have some sort of pullback. Those kind of gains can't be sustained for a long period of time. The fact that Bitcoin sustained that kind of gain for a year is absolutely crazy. But 2017 has also been a great year for altcoins, and there have been some insane moves in altcoins as well. Let's just take a look at the price behavior of Ethereum starting at the beginning of 2017. So at the beginning of 2017, Ethereum was trading around $7 or so, and on January 5th, it broke over 1,000. That is also incredibly insane. But Litecoin has been able to sustain that price level a bit better than Bitcoin, and it's been more stable. We have also have Litecoin, which is sitting at about $3 at the beginning of 2017. Let's just take a look at it. So at about $3 from the beginning of 2017 to a high of close to $370 and a market cap of over 17 billion by the end of December. That's also incredibly insane. So as cryptos continue to gain widespread exposure heading into 2018, many newbies are wondering which coins have the probability to make huge moves in 2018. Now, before I give you guys my opinions, it's important to understand that you got to do your research and decide for yourself if you really want to put your money in there. Because there's hundreds of altcoins out there and there's constantly new ones just hitting the market every other fucking day. And you guys got to just be careful. And I don't want you guys to go out there and crypto hop every other week to a new crypto. And don't get caught up in constantly what's coming out. My advice is to stick with the select few that you guys are extremely serious about, and also have a few that are pretty much you're just gambling on, you don't really care about. But if you hit it big on those, kudos to you. A ton of these altcoins, what you got to realize about them, they're pretty much just made out of thin air, and they don't have any real utility behind them. They're pretty much just pump and dump operations. So you guys just have to be careful in your selection, and also do your own research and make your own decisions whether or not you want to buy it. Don't just take my word for advice. Now, let's go get started. Now, starting with my number 3 spot is Neo. Many bloggers and other crypto socialites refer to Neo as this sort of Ethereum of China. People are actually even saying that the technology of Neo is superior and even better than Ethereum because it allows for this sort of multi-interfacing of different computer languages. And with the current price of Neo sitting at around $140 at the moment, there's still plenty of room for it to run up in 2018. The real value behind Neo is the flexibility and this uniqueness of its underlying technology. It's where the real value is. Now, a common term you will often hear thrown around for Neo is this idea of a smart economy. Without getting too much into it, it's essentially a place where real assets can be digitized, traded safely within the scope of predefined trading rules and these smart contracts, and knowing who you're actually dealing with within the scope of somebody else's digital identity. Now, going forward, we'll have a whole video dedicated to Neo in the following week, so stay tuned and we will go more into depth about Neo because its technology is so incredibly interesting. The value of its technology is enormous, and in the coming years, we'll definitely see a push for its utility. The push will be for the sort of decentralized internet in which the blockchain will actually be the revolving standard. Now, and the market in China itself is absolutely massive, as most of you guys know, and they're in desperate need of this sort of technology in the communist-based government that they operate. And we could definitely see an increased adoption of NEO's technology in the very near future. So my recommendation is a long-term buy and hold for 2018 for NEO. Now for my number 2 spot, that is Ripple. Ripple is commonly denoted as XRP. Ripple functions dually as a cryptocurrency and as a digital payment solution for monetary transactions. Crypto's birth began in 2012 and has recently gained a ton of attention in the media and is constantly floating between the number 3 and number 4 spot on CoinMarketCap. What makes Ripple so great and unique is for the simple fact that it solves a ton of problems. The services and products offered by Ripple are focused and geared towards banking institutions that do a ton of massive international and domestic monetary transactions. So when these institutions do hundreds and thousands of transactions per day, their costs have to constantly be monitored, the speed has to be constantly monitored and tracked, and also their fees have to be negotiated. Banking institutions want their transactions to go through very quickly and in a cost-effective way, and Ripple enables them to do so at just incredible speeds and a fraction of the cost to a majority of their competitors. Ripple not only solves company-wide problems for banking institutions, but with the current adoption of blockchain in many countries, it's solving global payment problems. There's not only a massive need for Ripple's technology, but there's also a massive demand for it. And another interesting thing about Ripple is many people out there get caught up in the fact that Ripple has a massive supply of coins, which is true. They have over 100 billion coins in supply. And they believe because of this massive supply, Ripple's price will never have the chance to experience some of these crazy gains that other altcoins have. But when you begin to think of the intended use behind Ripple and how many transactions these big institutions do on a daily basis, the supply is completely justified. And if more and more of these banking institutions begin to adopt Ripple's technology, the demand is going to continue to go higher and the price will go up. Now, that's a big reason as to why the supply is so high. It's in order to support this massive volume of transactions that is going to be done by banks on a daily basis. So the haters of Ripple saying that the price will never have the chance to go above 10, you are not only wrong, you're just simply misguided. It has the potential to go above $10, but it will do it at a much slower and steadier pace than some of these other altcoins. And that's why banks like it. It has a fundamental price stability that is valued. Ripple is not only just an idea that's spit out of thin air. It's already being adopted and used on a daily basis by major banks. So that is my number 3 spot, or number 2 spot, and for 2018 I have a long-term buy and hold on it. Alright guys, my number 1 pick for 2018 is Ethereum. Now, many people operate under the notion that Ethereum is currently too expensive and it also has limited potential to go up in 2018 due to its current price. At the time of making this video, Ethereum is currently trading at about 1,045. I believe it has a chance to run up very high in 2018. I believe it can go as high as 5,000 by the end of 2018. And it's also been proven to be much more stable than Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ripple when the overall crypto market has a pullback. You'll notice that the moves in Ethereum, while they are large, they're not as large as these other cryptos when the pullback does happen. Ethereum not only has massive utility, but it has a massive following. In the crypto world today, there's so many altcoins constantly coming out, which run off Ethereum's blockchain, and they use it in order to operate. Ethereum has massive brand recognition, which is very important with all the new cryptos currently coming out. And it's one of the most recognizable brands as an alternative to Bitcoin. Um, and also, Ethereum has very strong numbers. It does about $3 to $5 billion a day in average trading volume, and has a staggering market cap right now of over $100 billion. It's more elastic in terms of supply than Bitcoin, with over 97 million coins in circulating supply. Um, Transaction speeds in Ethereum take less than 2 minutes, sometimes even faster than that, and are much more cost effective when compared to Bitcoin. Ethereum also has scalability and capacity to be the #1 crypto in 2018. Um, Ethereum also has the ability to run smart contracts without any major downtime, interference from third parties, or direct censorship, and this sets it apart from majority of cryptos. There's a ton of developing apps and altcoins currently running off Ethereum's blockchain, and they depend on the development and releases of it. Ethereum has sort of become the standard for new and upcoming ICOs in order to use its, in order for them to build off of its existing blockchain and use it. So to reiterate, Ethereum, for one, is faster than Bitcoin, has less fees, it is newer than Bitcoin, and it also has less scaling issues, has more stable price behavior, if you can even say that for crypto. I don't know what the fuck stable means in cryptos. But with that being said, my prediction for 2018 for Ethereum is that it will surpass 5,000. Now, when it will do this, I don't know. With the current way the crypto market is behaving, it's in a pullback stage. So my prediction is once it starts to get out of that rut, which I think will be about late February to the beginning of March, when most of these newbies start getting their tax refunds and start flooding it back into cryptos, you will see a major pickup in, for one, volatility and price of these other cryptos, and I think Ethereum will run up very high in 2018. Now, before you guys decide to invest in any cryptos, there are some important questions that you should ask yourself and do some research on them. One important question that you should ask yourself before you invest in any of these cryptos is, what is the utility behind the crypto that you're currently researching? What does it actually do? What is its purpose? Another is, how many exchanges actually offer it for trading? If a crypto is not offered for trading by many exchanges, you're going to have liquidity problems, and you're going to have unstable price behaviors because there's not consistent amount of pricing sources to give it that stability that it needs. Also, what kind of average daily volume does it have? It needs to have healthy volumes in order to support a healthy growing price. How big is the development community around that crypto? If there's only 3 or 4 underlying developers, it's not a good crypto. There's not a stability there. You need a crypto that has hundreds, maybe even thousands of developers that are supporting its blockchain. Not all of them are going to be like that, obviously, but you need a healthy base of developers around the crypto in order to support its growth. Another question you want to ask is, what are its transaction fees and costs? You need the crypto to be competitive in terms of price and speed so it can compete with everybody else. And also what you want to ask is, what is its price compared to other cryptos? And you also want to see how much circulating supply it has and how much is its overall supply, because if it has a staggering supply, the price is going to stay very, very low for a long time. But if it has a relatively small supply, you will see bigger jumps in it just because there's going to be a scarcity and a higher demand for it. Also, another thing is, a very important question that you should ask yourself is, what is an amount that I feel comfortable investing that won't affect my lifestyle? Many people go and do some insane things to get into cryptos. I mean, just absolutely insane from what I've heard online. I just can't believe it. please just don't be like those idiots that actually go into debt, sell their assets, get a second mortgage on their house just to get on the crypto action. Be smart and diligent and do your research. If you guys like this video, please hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.